We're always going to want more. We're always going to want more out of life. We're always going to want more from ourselves. We are men. It is our very nature to want to expand, conquer, become king. Better men choosing to move from point A to point B with some intention, with some motives behind your steps. This is the Better Man channel, where it is about challenging men to press on, move forward, discover their identity, and to begin to drench the culture they're surrounded with, the identity of masculinity and what it means to be a man, what it means to be an example, what it means to walk in your true power, the true role of who you were created to be. We all want to move forward. Think about it. How many times do we sit there daydreaming about, man, I'll be a little more successful. I'll be a little more happy. Life will be a little better when I get to point B. We're in this constant state of wanting to move to the next level, move to the next point in our lives. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I believe that's part of our inherent nature, to expand, to grow, to conquer, to move forward, discover and explore new things. But if we're always unsatisfied with where we're at, and we're always looking for the next point in life, we're going to be very dissatisfied. Life's going to be seen to be in this constant disarray. We've got to realize that we're always going to want more. That's part of our nature. That's part of being a man, of wanting to conquer and expand and become more successful. So there's always going to be new points to conquer. There's always going to be new lands, new territory, new terrain to discover. So we got to realize it's not necessarily about being at this level or this point or here or there. It's actually about the process in between. It's about encountering the troll under the bridge, in which you have to answer the riddle before you can move on. It's about combating and slaying the giant on the road before you can ascend the mountain. It's about the defeats, the victories, the losses, the wins, the lessons learned. It's about the trials. It's about failures. It's about the errors that we will encounter and learn from. We're always going to want more. We're always going to want more out of life. We're always going to want more from ourselves. We are men. It is our very nature to want to expand, conquer, become king of not only our domain, but that domain. We want to progress and become better and become better. And instead of being stuck at point A and only daydreaming about what if or maybe one day, we've actually got to begin to become obsessed. I talked about it yesterday in the video, becoming obsessed with life. We've got to have this obsession that today I'm going to take that step. I'm going to answer the riddle from today's troll. I'm going to combat today's giant. Victory, loss, whatever, I'm going to learn an important lesson that's going to enable me to be the man I need to be tomorrow. As men, we live in a culture today where they're wanting to emasculate us and steal our very identity, steal our very nature. They don't want good men anymore. They want good people. But when trying times come, they call for those men that know how to be assertive and dominant in times of war, in times of crisis. They'll call on us in those times. But we've got to begin to sculpt that and mold those characteristics within us today. Become the man that you know you're fully capable of. Be satisfied with point A, but know that you need to reach point B. And then there's always going to be point C, point D, point E, point F. There's always going to be more. So we've got to become the type of person that begins to love the process, to love the journey, to love the ups, to love the downs. That's truly where we become a man of strength, where we learn about ourselves. We learn who we are. We learn what we're capable of. We learn areas that we need to work on. We learn our strengths, our weaknesses. We learn our capacity to be a man of character, a man of integrity, a man of honor, a man of courage, a man of discipline. There's always going to be more points and higher levels. We've got to begin to love that process. We got to begin to love the journey. We got to begin to love the arduous times. We have to begin to enjoy and be thankful for the pleasurable times. But we must take that step and venture out into that. As men, restoring our identity, it is crucial. It is essential. culture, whether they want to admit it or not, depends upon us taking that step, enjoying the process, becoming the men of character, becoming the men of nobility, becoming the men of strength that society needs, especially in these desperate times. You are a man. There's always going to be another point, another level to reach, to attain. Enjoy the process, and I promise you, you'll separate yourself from the crowd of sheep. I love you guys. You'll hear from me next video.